What's going on, Irish fans? Welcome back to Breaking Down Braves Boys podcast. Today we have a pretty exciting episode. Today the Irish landed transfer Trey Wertz from Santa Clara University. We've been brought up in a lot of conversations with him over the last couple weeks. We've lost out on recruits that may have came to Notre Dame because he was our number one, but we got him. I'm really excited about the acquisition. I think he can bring a lot of depth in these next couple years, and then his last year, he can be really valuable. He can be a starting point guard if Cormac Ryan won't be the starting point guard. He chose Notre Dame because he really values academics. So he chose Notre Dame over schools like UNC and stuff like that. And he really liked the spread-out offense that Mike Bray runs, so he can get driving lanes to the basket, and he can work off the dribble. Barring a rule change, he won't be able to play in 2020 or 2021, but he'll be back, or the 2021 season. He'll be back for the 21-22 season, but there's a chance that the NCAA passes the rule where transfers won't have to sit out anymore. They'll decide on that in May. So here's a quick overview and what to expect from Trey Wertz. Trey Wertz is a 6'5", 180-pound combo guard from Santa Clara University. Here's some of his highlights in the back. He's number one, if you can't tell, the guy with the ball right now. He's from Charlotte, and he went to Providence Day School, which is, I guess, in Providence, North Carolina, not Charlotte. He was a three-star recruit coming out of high school. He greatly improved his stock once he went to Santa Clara because he showed he can translate his skills to the college level. He had offers from other schools like Arizona, Butler, Xavier, Virginia, North Carolina, NC State, and a lot more. He had an offer from Harvard coming out of high school. Not sure if he had that as a transfer. Like I said, he'll have to sit out of the 2020-21 season, which kind of sucks, but he'll have 2 years of eligibility, which would be Prentice Hub's senior year. So the lineup would look like Trey Wertz, Prentice Hub, Cormac Ryan, Dane Goodwin, Nate Lecheski, not Jawan Durham, Elijah Taylor, Matt Zona, Tony Sanders, Robbie Carmody. That's kind of what the team would look like. An interesting thing is he was trained by Muggsy Bogues growing up, and his dad was actually really involved in this because he's a reporter, so that's kind of interesting. And he has an unconventional shot form. He has a really high release point, and if you look when he shoots, his wrist wraps around the ball, so it's kind of weird, but it goes in. His dad said he's never had a problem with it, even though people have tried to change it. So there you go. Some of his stats are he scored 11.9 points per game last year, 3.5 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game, which led his team, 9.9 steals, 48% from the field, and most importantly, 40% from three. So that's really good. He's really well-rounded. So now into his strengths. His main strength that everybody talks about is his three-point shot. Like I said earlier, he shoots 40% from three, which is crazy. Not that many people can do that. Makes him really valuable. He can score off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can get you with a one-dribble pull-up. He can do a lot. He's really versatile in all the ways he can score. He can get to the basket. His length and his size really help him to not get blocked when he goes to the basket, and a lot of the time he'll have strong finishes. Like I said, he has good size and length, allows him to defend. He has a soft touch. He's silky smooth, which is why I really liked watching him. He can hit off-balance shots, which sometimes it looks like it's a bad shot, but he just has his foot in the air, and it's not even that bad of a shot. But they go in, so he's a three-level scorer. To go along with his three-point shot and stuff, he can shoot mid-range, he can drive to the basket. not the definition of a three-level scorer, but pretty close. Um, he can penetrate the defense and kick it to the center. That can probably get a lot of guys like Elijah Taylor, Matt Zone looks, either from three or from wherever. A lot of time you'll see the paint's kind of a cluster. He'll just drive in there and lure two defenders and then pass it to the center. So yeah, those are his strengths. I just went through him quickly, but he has a lot. He's a lot of strengths, particularly as a scorer. 4 assists a game isn't bad. He's a decent passer, especially because he just transitioned over to being a point guard. So I think there's only improvement in his passing in the future, and he's a great scorer, especially for a point guard. So now onto his weaknesses. To be honest, I can't really watch his full games, just like Tony Sanders. But in the highlight videos I've seen, it's hard to tell. But what I've found from stats and stuff is consistency has been an issue for him. He's had games where he scored 31 points, 28 points, I think 27. And then he's had a lot of games where he scored under 10, especially last year. So that's not good. Prentice Hub has the same issue. Another thing is I've seen people say he turns the ball over a lot, which I guess he did his freshman year, 3.8 turnovers a game. I think he only had 4.7 assists that year per game, which is not a Mike Bray thing. But this year he actually had less turnovers per game than Prentice Hub. Even if he had less minutes than him, that's still, I don't know, I think he got better with that, especially because in his freshman year he was just learning the point guard position. And the game speeds up a lot in college compared to high school, so I wouldn't really say that's a weakness, but a lot of people are saying that. I don't really trust that, but if you want to think that, then I guess you can. I'll just throw it out there. And then another weakness is his minutes went down. This isn't really a weakness, but his minutes went down, and all his scoring averages per game and assist averages went down in 2020 compared to 2019. So that's not ideal, but I think that was part of the fit thing that he was talking about. He didn't like the fit or whatever, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but it's just hard to find weaknesses when everybody's hyping him up and I can't watch this full game. So a current player comparison, this was kind of a no-brainer for me. Cormac Ryan, they're really similar because of their size. They're both three-level scorers. They're both pretty smooth and they can both get to the rim. Both are pretty good perimeter defenders too. When I watched him, he reminded me a lot of Cormac Ryan, but it's a little bit of a reach, but he's by far the closest on Notre Dame's team. And then another comparison, I instantly thought of this guy when I was watching him. He plays nearly identical to LaMelo Ball. He's a little bit better defender, but the way he moves, his size, his build, the way he dribbles the ball up high instead of controlling it like Prentice Hub, not in a bad way, but his high release point on his shot, a little bit of a wonky release, just like him. I'm a big LaMelo Ball fan, so I really like Trey Wertz' game too, but I think they're really similar. Now on to what do I expect from him. To be honest, his first year, hopefully that's this year, but if it's the year after, I think he'll contribute. I think he'll get a lot of minutes, but I don't think he'll start. I don't think they're going to bench Prentice Hub or Cormac Ryan. I think he'll provide a lot of depth when Hub's still there, and then when Hub's gone, he'll start. I think he can be really valuable. Even if he's the sixth man, I think he can step in, he can go off. He's kind of streaky, so he can definitely get hot, especially with his shooting ability. He's always going to get minutes as long as he defends well. I think when Hub graduates, him and Cormac will form one of the best backcourts in the ACC. They're going to be a real pain to play against because of their length, their shooting ability, and how they can drive to the basket and create for guys like Matt Zona and Elijah Taylor. So yeah, that's about it. Really excited to have Trey Wertz. So thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Peace.